Listen, without further ado, guys, we got to talk about it. Stranger Things Season 4. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritiX.com, place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of course, this is a big weekend. We've had a lot of things drop this weekend, but none as exciting as this series that we are about to talk about today. Stranger Things Season 4 has officially hit Netflix yesterday, and yeah, I had the opportunity to breeze right through that thing, and we got to talk about it. But before I talk about Stranger Things Season 4, of course, I got to break it down and let you guys know, for those of you living under a rock that is underground, that is below the core of the earth, Stranger Things is a awkward, weird, horror-ish science fiction television series that was created in 2016 for Netflix. Original series. Took a little bit to pick up some steam. A lot of people weren't hip to this thing when it first dropped. I believe it dropped in July of 2016, but people didn't really grasp what it was until like October-ish, summertime, after the summer, going into fall, Halloween time, and it just blew up. It became a huge phenomenon. I've had the opportunity to interview some of the cast on panels at Comic-Con, so I am extremely grateful to be a part of that, that fandom that people are like so excited about. And now we've come to Season 4. Season 4 picks up, immediately right after Season 3. There are a lot of things, a lot of spoilers, guys, if you haven't watched Season 3, you haven't caught up, but some people have passed on, some people have died, there's been a lot of loss, there's been, a big traumatic event, bigger than anything that they've seen in the first two seasons, and, some people walked away with a lot of loss, specifically Max, Sadie Sink, played by Sadie Sink, Maxine. So we pick up in the season, and these guys are all grown up now. They look like they're like in their 20s almost, or right on the cusp. They still have a little bit of young and innocence in them, but they do look very old, like to the point where it's like, wow, this thing took a long time to come out, or took a long time to produce and record. Even though they recorded it a few like a year or so ago, 2 years, I believe, they put a disclaimer in the beginning to let people know that there are some things in this series that might feel a little disturbing because of the current times, but it was filmed previously, during the pandemic, a little bit before, a little bit right after. So yeah, we're talking 3 years ago, guys, at least, that this thing has been in the making, and we're finally getting it. So without further ado, what did I think about Stranger Things Season 4? This thing it starts so great. It starts really great. And then it gets, it has a bit of a slow and predictable build-up. Slow to the point where, we love these characters. So, they give you a lot of story about them. But it's always great to see this cast together. Like, that's the thing that really kept me engaged. I don't know how it'll be for you, but the fact that, you're seeing the group all back together, doing what they do best. It takes a little bit to get there, but once it gets there, they're straight, as they say, Scooby doing this shit. And it's brings you right back to why we fell in love with the show in the first place. But there are some things that happen along the way that it's like, a little redundant. For instance, no spoilers, I promise. We all know that there's a situation going on with Hopper. Hopper, who at the end of Season 3 was abducted by the Russians, and we've seen a bit in the trailer where he's in like a Russian camp, a prison camp, being just kind of just being castrated and being, interrogated and of things of that nature. And we get a lot of that. Like, this thing does well. What it does well, I'll tell you what it does well, is that it balances the characters. Like, you're getting a little bit of everything that's going around and around and around. You got Mike and Will, and I forget Will's brother's name. it escapes me. But you get those three in California. Then you get a bit about what's going on in Hawkins with, Dustin and why all these names escaping me. I know this cast. But you get what I'm saying. You get just the kids in Hawkins, because at the end of season 3, we know that Will and the mom and the brother, they moved out to California. So we getting a lot of stuff moving around. Hopper, California, Hawkins, Hopper, California, Hawkins. You're getting a lot of that. So it's a lot to take in. It's done very well. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It's done very, very well. But there's a lot of things in that whole Russian camp that's going on that you're just like, where's this going? Like, where is this going? It's almost like they needed something for the adults to do. So they gave us a B storyline. That's what I like to call it. You have your A storyline and your B storyline. And it gets dragged out, guys. Like, I'm telling you, it takes up just as much of the show as everything else. So you don't really get I mean, I don't want to spoil anything what you don't get, but you know what I mean. It's lengthy. It's all cohesive. It's all happening at the same time, and that to me was kind of like the duller parts that weren't that predictable, because we didn't know where it was going or why it was even happening. So you're kind of engaged with that, like not knowing where's this gonna go. You got Hopper. He's here. He's trying to get out. How's he gonna get out? So that's the part that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Everything else, as far as what's going on in Hawkins, plays pretty predictable or pretty on the nose of what we were used to seeing. The reasons why we fell in love with the show. So you may like that. I didn't hate it. I just was kind of like, whatever. It's the same old thing. 11 takes herself on another journey, which is pretty cool. That's kind of like a thing now, where she like leaves them, because that happened the last couple of seasons as well, where she kind of left and we didn't see her for a while, and we see her and what she's up to, but she's not. It's kind of a ongoing thing with this. So she has a journey that she's dealing with. That's pretty cool, I think. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but a lot of it was predictable. For me, I immediately knew once one thing was said, I knew exactly where it was going to go. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you hear that one thing. There are some good surprises, some things that I didn't know was going to happen, like some reoccurring players in this thing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I like that. Some things that I didn't like. Is there some things that were explored in past seasons that never come up so far? This is only part 1, so I don't want to say that it's never going to happen. But there's a character that we all remember seeing that was introduced, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's a very important character that had an entire episode built around that we have yet to see again, and that's bothering me. You guys know who it is. I'm not going to say it. If you know what I'm talking about, drop it in the comments, and I will agree or disagree, but I'm not going to say it right here because I don't want to ruin things for people and tell them who doesn't or does show up. Overall, guys, it was a solid half of a season. 7 episodes, well over an hour, like an hour and 15 each, which was pretty dope. I wish we got a lot more shows like that, especially the good ones. But I recommend it. I mean, if you're a Stranger Things lover, please by all means see this season and come out with your own assessment. And I'd love to know what you think. I didn't hate it. I just don't really know how I feel about it yet because it's only half a season, and I'm excited to see the rest of it. Everybody shines. There's a new character in this thing that I love, Eddie. He's a favorite of mine. I saw his pop at Target one day before the show even dropped, and I was like, should I buy it? I should have bought it. Trust me. If you see an Eddie pop out there, it's a Target exclusive. If you see it out there, grab it. You're gonna love this guy. Yeah, guys, just let me know what you think. Are you watching it currently? Are you planning to watch it later on or after the weekend? Excited to see it? If you did see it and you weren't really feeling it, please let me know. Drop a comment, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, pop culture, please check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.